My name is LoganBlackburn, and I'm going to be explaining my course proposal for a new TechCom class. Alright, first I'm going to talk a little bit about how TechCom, as it is now, is flawed. Then I'm going to go into how it can be fixed, and then with that my proposal, which will fix all these problems. And then I have some excitement examples after that, and then hopefully by the end you can see that my proposal is the best because it fixes all the current TechCom problems and keeps it more interesting. So, first off, TechCom is flawed, which probably by now you can see with all the various speakers and everything. TechCom is boring, there's no motivation for the students. They come to class, they write a paper, they get a grade. They come to class, they give a speech, they get a grade. It's pretty monotonous, pretty boring, and it's the same thing every single day. And when I wake up in the morning, the first thing on my mind is not, I want to go to TechCom. I really want to be there today because it's going to be so much fun. That's not the case, unfortunately. And another thing that an issue here is there's no visual representation. I know personally I've had to email Dr. Adkins about my grade on occasion or other professors, but coming to class every day and seeing, like, for example, a progress bar, like a few people have talked about, would be really beneficial to that, and with my proposal I've put a different twist on that. So, now that I've talked about how TechCom is flawed, I want to talk a little bit how it can be fixed. So, going from the boring aspect, you can take the topics without changing the entire course and just make it more interesting by using different topics, like, say, sports or, video games, things like that. Just take the concepts from TechCom and put a little twist on them, which is what I propose to do with this. Create fun assignments, different games, different things like that, to where it engages the students, and so they want to learn these different topics. Also challenging, because I know when I'm doing a homework assignment, it's really super easy. I feel like I'm not learning anything, so I'm just regurgitating what I learned in the lecture, putting it on paper, and turning it in. Well, with the challenge, it forces me to dive into the book or pay more attention to the professor in the lecture, thus learning more and being more involved in it. And then, like I said before, a daily notification of progress is essential, I believe, in classes nowadays. Okay, so I've talked about how TechCom is flawed, and I've talked a little bit about how we can fix it. So now we'll dive into my proposal, which will hopefully fix all these problems. So first off, the instructor will split the entire class into groups of 4 people, and these groups of 4 are essentially a skateboarding agency that is based out of San Francisco, California. California is huge into skateboarding, and so I believe that's a good virtual representation of where we can start this. So, just to set the scene a little bit, your group has gone to a skateboarding competition in San Jose, the San Jose Open, and you're examining some people and looking for someone to represent in this class. And so the intermediate division comes on, and you notice one skater in particular, Chris Nelson, who is just killing it. He's landing every trick he's tried, and the level of difficulty in his tricks is there. So after the competition, you approach him, say, hey, I want to represent you, I want you to get to the pro skateboarder status with my help. Can I do that? And Chris is overjoyed. He's so happy to do this. So that's really what we're looking at here. And another key aspect here is that he's only 14 years old. So, for example, in some of my assignments, we've got summary instructions, things like that. You'd want to make everything clear enough to where even a 14-year-old can understand all these different topics and things. So next, we have what I call the visual representation of your progress or progress bar here. So everyone's going to start out in this competition stage, just like Chris has done. And so he went to that competition, he got noticed, and now he's moving his way up through the ranks. So, through completing various assignments in TechCom, your group will be moving up through the ranks. So the shop, flow, amateur, and pro. And really, just a quick explanation of all these steps. Competition, that's where you start out, and then you get sponsored by a local board shop. Just kind of local, you're just starting out. And then you're up in the flow section, where you're going to various competitions, skating for that board shop, and they're giving you skateboards and shoes and things like that, flow. And then you become an amateur, you compete in bigger competitions and have a few more sponsors with that, and then you hit the pro skateboarder status, which is essentially what we're trying to do here, is complete all your assignments and then get Chris up to that pro level. So with this, I want to change the grading scale as well, which making it so once you hit the pro status, you got an A in the course. So you can relate everything. Competition's an F, flow, for example, is a C. So as you move up, complete various assignments, you will see your grade increase as you go on. And I mentioned this in my written proposal, but in the flow section, skaters can be in that for 2 to 3 years, easy. It's not easy to get out of to become that amateur and pro level. So with that, for example, competition will have 1 to 2 assignments first off, and then you're up in the shop, complete another assignment, go to the flow. And the flow may have 4 or 5 different assignments within the course, and then you go up to the A and B or amateur or pro. So I've talked about how SETCOM is flawed a little bit, how we can fix it. I've explained my proposal and how we can fix these problems. So now we'll move into assignment examples. So the very first assignment, your group is in the competition status when you start out. So you will have to do a summary assignment. The instructor will hand out research topics to the group, and each member will have to do some research, find multiple sources, and essentially write a 250 to 300 word summary on what they have learned about skateboarding, because chances are not a whole lot of students in the class will know a lot about skateboarding, so I feel this is a good assignment to start out. And then we'll move on to the instructions. And with that, you will write an instruction manual using what you learned in the summaries to explain to Chris how exactly you're going to be a pro skateboarder. So he needs to know the steps and what he can do to better himself each day. And then later on, for example, in the flow section, we have letters. So Chris has submitted a video, which you will learn how to do that in the instructions. Submit a video, and then your job as a group is to write a request letter for the sponsor to view the video and respond with any comments and things like that. So then overall, SETCOM is flawed, and my proposal will fix it, and hopefully by now I've explained to you exactly how I plan to do that. Are there any questions?